Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 in our European Journeyman series at Brighton. Now we are 2 cup finals away from finishing our second full season at the club, and I'm still not sure whether to do another season or not. I have had a suggestion in the comments that I've seen that I should just play through the game mostly offline for one more season and just show any key games that happen to come up, but I'm not fully decided on whether to do another one or not, so do let me know in the comments if you'd like to see one more season before the new game does come out. I'd also just like to remind you, you have 2 days left to enter the competition for a free copy of Football Manager. If you click the link in the description, that will take you to the entry for that giveaway. It closes at midnight US time on Sunday, so do make sure you enter that if you haven't already. And I've also not decided what my FM18 save should be, so if you have any ideas for that, let me know in the comments. I will be announcing that on my Twitter, so make sure you follow me on Twitter if you want to find out what I'm going to be doing ahead of everybody else. But first things first, we need to focus on today's episode. We've got 2 massive games to come up. We've already qualified for the Champions League, which has been absolutely incredible for our first full season at the club. But now we've got the chance to win the Europa League, our first piece of European competition, and retain the FA Cup that we won from the Championship. We need to beat Spurs and Man City if we want to achieve that goal. It would be remarkable if we managed to qualify for the Champions League through 2 competitions, because obviously winning the Europa League would take us straight into the group stage, whereas at the moment our 4th place finish has only got us the playoffs, so we could really do with winning this game against Spurs. But the team is quite tired. We're going to be leaving Hartwig on the bench because he is not fit enough to start in this game, which means Pospisil has come in. Obviously Bueno still injured, so Mbom and Frias are the other 2 up front. We've got Pakario and Morris in midfield with Marion, Lambeze, Andres, Prochaska and Eduardo in defence with Darbo in goal. Also worth noting, I did win Premier League Manager of the Year a little bit unsurprisingly, so let's try and follow that up with another award. Well, the game does kick off, Spurs starting things out, and it's Luizinho coming down the right flank early on. Good tackle by Marin though. Now Pospisil onto Mbom, trying to come forward and get an early goal, and Marin's in behind. He is our danger man really, but he has lost possession, and now Luizinho can bring it forward. Still a chance on here, ball over the top, and Aaron Bari's got in, and what a finish that is. 1-0 up Spurs, 30 odd seconds into the game, and that is without doubt the worst way to start a cup final I could possibly imagine. The question is, are we going to respond, or are they going to come for another? Ball put in there has been cleared out. Comes to Luizinho though, and there it is. Aaron Barry makes it 2. 7 minutes into this final, and we are 2-0 down, and surely it's all over already. 2 shots, 2 goals, 7 minutes. Well, I'm not even sure it's worth commenting on the rest of this game. It's going to be an incredible comeback if we manage to turn this back around, but I really don't think we will. How have we fallen 2-0 down? We're finally getting into the game. We've got the possession, we've got the shots creeping up, but 2-0 down 7 minutes into a cup final. I don't understand how that's even allowed to happen. Got a corner now, Welsh putting it in, and it's 3-0. Alex with the header, 17 minutes on the clock. This is an absolute humiliation, and how much worse can it get? We could be conceding 7 or 8 if this carries on. I really don't understand what has happened to the team today. I've never seen this team fall behind like this so early. Giving the ball away here to Pesos. He puts it over to Alex. Now it's Davies, trying to come forward down the right flank. Does win the ball there, Frias, which is quite good. Now Lambeze onto Beccaria, Morris. Mbom through to Frias. We need to get a goal back now if we can have any hope. It's Eduardo trying to come forward, finds Frias in a good spot. There's a man out wide, but he finds Mbom instead, and it's saved by Dragovski, who then clears his lines. It's crazy to think that 20 minutes in we need a goal just to stay in the game, but that is exactly where we are. 3-0 down, 20 minutes in. Tottenham have only had 3 shots. All 3 of them have gone in, and 2 of them have been absolutely exceptional. They've only had 1 clear-cut chance according to the game. Oh, I don't understand what has happened. There's nothing really I can do at this point. I could maybe change the tactic up because it clearly didn't work early on, but it looks like the team has settled a little bit. Eduardo being called over though, probably going to get a booking yellow card. And another free kick for Spurs. Rocha to take it for them, puts it over, and there's Vinicius. Ball comes to Davies. Now Luizinho. Back to Davies again. Luizinho once more finds Terrace. Now it's Davies, puts the cross in, and it's 4-0. What is happening? 4-0. 4 shots, 4 on target, 4 goals, only 1 clear-cut chance. We're 4-0 down. They finally had a shot and not scored. That's something at least. It went off target. Our keeper still hasn't made a save, and they're in behind again. Welsh puts it wide, so the keeper still hasn't made a save. Oh, I don't know what's happened. I don't even know if there's anything I can do at this point. I've never seen this happen to our team, and I don't understand why it's happened. Absolutely boggling. I do not have a clue what to do. I've never seen anything like this, especially with a team like this. A team that has been so good, especially in big games this season. We've done really, really well against the big clubs, and now it's all falling apart. Luizinho puts the corner in, and it's just over from Aaron Barry. Nearly getting another one there. That'd be his hat-trick. Oh no, he's already got a hat-trick. I haven't even realised that Aaron Barry has got a hat-trick. That's how quickly all that has happened. Absolutely sensational stuff. You'd be laughing if you're a Spurs fan right now. 4-0. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked. I've never seen anything like it. We're going to try and make a change here. Coupenon can come on. I think we need to leave Marin on, really, don't we? Maybe... Who else can we really change? I honestly just don't have a clue what to do. I suppose Max Morris is on a yellow. Let's bring him off and bring Jordan Pope on, and we'll bring Hartwig on in a little bit. But to use the expression, we're peeing in the wind right now. There's absolutely nothing we can do. We're not going to get 4 goals in 20 minutes. We've got attacking, not that that's really going to help us. We've had 10 shots, 9 on target now. We are going overload. But it's probably just going to leave us more open at the back. Give Hartwig a little run around, see if he can get us a goal and try and save a bit of face for the team. But I really just want this game to be over, if I'm being honest. This is not how I envisioned our first European final going. Dragovski has a goal kick. He sends it out to Vinicius. Now it's Freitas. He is tackled but keeps possession. Thiago Maia onto Rocha. Freitas through to Welsh. He's got a run there. Wilson is through on goal, and Wilson does make it 5-0. 5 goals from their 6 shots on target, Spurs. Our keeper's made 1 save today. He deserves that 6. Wait, he doesn't deserve a 6.0. How has he got a 6.0? Andres is on a 6.3. 5-0 humiliation to a team that finished 2 places lower than us in the league. They might be the better team on paper, but they have not shown that this season until this final. And Spurs will be the 5th team in the Champions League for England in next year's competition. I don't think we'll get bumped. That would be heartbreaking if we got bumped, if the game decided that only 4 English teams can go through. I know in the actual regulations for UEFA it is possible for the 5 teams, because obviously we've got 5 teams in the Champions League right now. But I don't know if the game does that in the same way, so we could well be bumped off. But there's the ticker tape. Happy day for Spurs. 5-0, never in doubt. Absolute humiliation for our team. That 5 goals to 0 defeat. I just can't get my head around it. And Spurs become the latest team to win the Europa League. We get £3 million for losing. That's not too bad. And £8 million from TV revenue. Just a little bit of that being shared out to the team. But I mean, just look at that. 4-0 down in 29 minutes. It's absolutely unbelievable. And we have to improve. We have now 3 days to come from a 5-0 defeat to a victory over a team that won the league. I'm sure that'll be no problem whatsoever. Anyway, I'll see you in just a minute for that second final. Well, it's fair to say that this game is not going to be any easier than that Spurs game was. If anything, it's going to be harder. We're without Max Morris, who is now suspended for this match. So he will not be playing. Beccaria is also only on 85% fitness. Our front line have only got a maximum of 92% fitness. Marin's on 90%. All of our key players are struggling going into this cup final at Wembley, but if we can win it from the Championship, surely we can win it from the Premier League. And as a newly installed Champions League side, we've got to be in with a shout against Man City. It is just going to be so tough, and that Spurs game really did highlight the gap that exists between the quality of our team and the quality of other teams. So we have to improve, especially as this may well be the last game of this series. So we have to get the win. Now the team going out there today is made up of Frias, Hartwig and Mbom. We've got Beccaria and Pope in midfield, with Marin, Lambeze, Prochaska, Andres and Eduardo in defence, and Darbo in goal. Well, here come the team for the last time this season. It's Man City kicking off. We've got to take on the likes of Raimundo 3 days after losing 5-0 in another cup final. So this is not going to be a walk in the park. But we've made it 4 minutes without conceding. And now we've got Eduardo. He puts it over. Hartwig is there with Frias into Marin. And we've taken the early lead in this one. Marin, the man with the goal as well. He always pops up in those key games when we need him. Except maybe the last one, but we'll forgive him for that because he has given us an early lead against Man City in the FA Cup final. We've got another highlight here. Barn puts it into Raimundo. He finds Jorge. Ball cleared out to Mbom, who can sprint forward if he wants to. Instead, he's sort of hanging on to it and then just boots it down the field. Not the best decision making there. Lewis with the ball sends it forward. Jorge over to Wannell. Comes down to Prochaska. He finds Darbo, looking for Hartwig, who does get the head on it, but Marston clears it forward. Eduardo intercepts once more. We are looking the better team in these first 15 minutes. Hartwig over to Marin. Ball into Frias. There's another ball over, and he does find Hartwig, who then spoons it high and wide. Not at all ideal there. And we really should be doing better in those kind of positions. Maybe because he's missed a couple of games, he's not at his peak position. But Man City coming at us once more with Jorge. Barn has got in. He's got players in the middle, and Lopez is there. How many goals has he got this season? 45 for Lopez this season now, and he has made it 1-1. It's going to be really tough for us to win this game over 90 minutes. There's no doubt about that. We need to make the most of every chance that we get if we are going to lift the FA Cup for the second year in a row. Beccaria already struggling just 40 minutes in. Hartwig puts the free kick in towards Prochaska, but Lewis comfortably able to claim that one. He then sends the ball out. Header won by Lambeze, but straight to Wannell. There's a ball over the top, I think, if he looks up. Instead, he tries to take on our defenders. Finds Jorge. Lopez, back round to Wannell. Players in the middle, but a good tackle from Eduardo, and we can maybe launch the counter. Pope to Eduardo. Does find Hartwig. Now Frias. Pushes it further forward to Marin. Over to Eduardo. We've got plenty of players flooding forward. Hartwig, one of them, finds Frias, takes around the keeper, but Lewis somehow manages to catch up on him and just push that out for a corner. It's being taken by Mbom, and it's easily claimed by the goalkeeper this time. That's 2 chances we've had since we scored our first goal to really get another, and we haven't taken either one, and that really could hurt us by the time the full whistle comes around. That second chance there, we really should have scored. But heading into half-time, we are still in this game, which is a lot more than we could have said in the last game. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to tell the team they should keep going. I think they are playing well. There's no doubt about that at all. But it's just about whether they're playing well enough to beat the league champions Manchester City. Now Andres over to Prochaska. Beccaria. Now Pope. Easy end to that highlight, but here come Man City with Ganuni to Graham. Now it's, I don't even know what it is. Is that Saribe? Barn loses the ball to Marin. Definitely one of our best players. Marin again. Back to Frias. Ball through. Finds Mbom. Marin again to Beccaria. Frias to Marin. Over to Beccaria once more. He finds Mbom. And there's the ball over the top. Hartwig is in. He's onside, and again he has missed the target. He just needs to get it on target and it will probably go in. He doesn't even need to be that accurate. Raimundo then tries to knock one over the top, and it's come to Jorge in a good position. Hartwig with a great tackle there. Now Mbom puts it over, and Frias is in behind. Can he finish? Frias? No, he can't. None of our strikers can finish. Oh, so frustrating. How many chances do we want to get this winning goal? Darbo out to Lambeze. The good news is that we are still the dominant team on pretty much every factor. But saying that, we are probably going to concede now. It's Barn in on goal, and he's hit the post. We get a lucky escape there. Some bad luck for Man City, just like we've been having throughout this game. But Wannell with the throw-in finds Jorge. Cross pin towards Raimundo. We do get it away. Frias nods it further on, but Saribe has it. Now Barn. Players around him, finds Raimundo. Lopez again. Well saved by Darbo there. He didn't do very well in that last match, but he has turned up when we really needed him then. I was confident that would be a goal for Man City. So Darbo has done very, very well there. I do not want to put Hickman in central midfield. I want to put Gedson Fernandes in centre midfield because Beccaria is dead on his feet right now. Although I might need to switch that around again because Carlos Eduardo looks like he might need to come off at right wing back and Fernandes would need to replace him there. So some thinking to do about our substitutions going forward. But at the moment we're still just about edging this game, which I'm happy with. Man City having a few more chances than they were earlier on. But we are still in control as we go 20 minutes closer to that full-time whistle. If we just switch things up, then I am going to put Fernandes at right wing back and take off Eduardo for, I think, Pospisil. We just don't have that many options. I mean, losing Morris and Bueno for this cup final is a massive blow. Beccaria needing to go off early as well doesn't help. But just 20 minutes left for us to try and see out. Lewis here with another highlight. 15 minutes to go. Launches it long down the field. Lopez wins the header. Raimundo's in on goal. And it's 2-1. That could be all over for us. They are just so deadly, Raimundo and Lopez. There's no doubt that they are some of the best players in the world at this point in this game. And we have 10 minutes now to try and fix this situation. I think Hartwig's had a terrible game. He's going to need to come off for Coupadon. Hopefully he can be our hero with less than 10 minutes of the FA Cup final to go. We do need a hero. Marin picking up a yellow card. Need to go overload at this point. It's going to be such a disappointing end to the season if we lose both cup finals. That's 2 bites of the cherry. Quarter from Jorge, and it's gone in. Wannell with the header, 3-1. Oh, it's bitter. It's very bitter. 2 cup final defeats to end the season. Not what we wanted at all. I mean, we've done so well this season, qualifying for the Champions League in our first full season in the Premier League, having won the FA Cup and the Championship in our first year. Do we do one more season? The ticker tape has come down. We are no longer the holders of the FA Cup. A 3-1 defeat. I'm going to sympathise with the team after that. Tell them they were unlucky. Everybody's reacted very well to that. But after leading so early, I thought we might be able to just squeak it out, but we weren't able to. We have lost in the FA Cup final, and it ends what has been overall a pretty good season. I have to say, I'm very happy with the way the season has gone as a whole, but losing right there in the cup final, for some reason it's not loading them up. Losing in the cup finals there, very, very disappointing. I think the signs were there when we lost 3-0 to Arsenal, I think. We were badly exposed in that game. Also, obviously we lost that game against Inter Milan and then stormed back, but we have struggled against the big teams quite a few times, actually, when I think about it. We've had good results as well, but maybe a few too many bad results against the big teams. I mean, there was a 5-1 win over Spurs at this point, and then we get crushed 5-0 when we face them in the final. But as you can see from the competition screen, we finished runners-up in the Community Shield, runner-up in the Europa League, runner-up in the FA Cup, and 4th place in the Premier League. I'll take the 4th place. It does give us a crack at the Champions League next season. And whether I put the videos up or not, I think I will be doing an offline continuation of this series. So it probably makes sense. Every so often I'll update you on how that season is going. We might do the odd live game here and there, but generally I'll play through that next season offline. I think the beta for Football Manager comes out in a couple of weeks, actually 2 weeks today, if I'm right. So if you pre-ordered the game, you will be able to access FM beta 2 weeks before the game comes out. Full release date is 10th of November, so do go and buy the game if you haven't already. Make sure to enter the competition though if you would like to win a free game. That competition ends in 2 days, so you could enter that, see if you win it, and if you don't, you can go and buy the game yourself. Lots of other Football Manager YouTubers are also doing giveaways, so if you head over to Twitter, you'll be able to see a load of those different giveaways going on at the moment, so you might actually get away with not having to buy the game this year. But click the link if you'd like to enter my competition. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it despite the 2 defeats in the finals. But until next time, see ya.